Daniel Larios, also known as the Cardiartist, has transformed a life marked by heart surgeries and uncertainty into a canvas of resilience and hope. Diagnosed with a congenital heart defect at just 4 years old, Daniel's journey through pain and healing led him to create art that unites millions of heart patients worldwide. In this exclusive interview, Daniel shares how his artistic talent became the lifeline that carried him through his darkest moments and gave rise to a symbol of survival and strength.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel Larios, otherwise known as the Cardiartist. Thank you for taking this time to share this space and this place with your story. Thank you so much.
I thank you for having me.
So let's talk about your journey. Your journey, Daniel, with congenital heart disease has left scars, both inside and out. So my first question is, how has art helped you navigate the emotional and physical pain of your surgeries? And how do those experiences manifest in the work you create?
Well, it for sure has been a journey. Art is something that's been constant through all uncertainty. And I know that when words have failed me, especially as a child, art was there to help me express myself. Whether it was through fear, whether it was through pain, hope, every surgery did leave a scar. But it also gave me a deeper understanding of who I was myself and the community that I now represent too. So there was, into my work, I try to focus on that, which is why sometimes I focus on themes like resilience and survival and strength. The physical scars that are reminders of that, but the art that I create transforms those reminders into something that can be now empowering, not just for me, but also for every other heart patient who sees it.
Well, the work that you do is incredible. Talking about a specific part of your art, you mentioned that the logo that you created was born during one of the most fragile moments of your life. Can you take us back to that moment and share what drove you to channel your uncertainty and fear into art, especially knowing that you had a 50-50 chance of surviving?
Yeah, and it's something really that I want to be able to focus on that you just said, to take us back to that. And consistently within my art, I constantly go back into those painful times. And although sometimes somebody would just say, hey, let's create something for this specific gallery and so on. But for myself, my creativity comes from previous experiences. And I want to be able to channel that from my previous experiences, because I know that there's somebody specifically going through that now. So it is a painful process for me. Certain things I have already dealt with internally, but there are others that I have not yet with. And I am still, being able to find myself and be able to deal with those demons per se, till this day. But the moment that you're speaking of is a painful time. It was a very defining time in my life. I was undergoing surgery and I was physically weak, emotionally drained, and somewhere within that darkness, I was able to find some clarity. The 50-50 odds that were put, on the table for me, that was something that gave me a different type of perspective. I realized that if I didn't make it, I wanted to be able to leave behind something, something meaningful, something that would unite other heart patients like myself. Creating the logo was something that I would be giving something back to the community, that same community that has supported me my entire life since the age of 4. And it was an act of survival. It was an act of telling myself and others in those fragile moments that we are able to find empowerment and have that be long lasting.
That's amazing. And I love that you speak to the fact that there are things that you've dealt with and some that you haven't, and that it continues to be, as they say, healing is not something that's linear, that there's downs, there's back and forth, there's steps forward, steps backward, but you using art to channel that and navigate through that. Millions of heart patients around the world face similar struggles with surgery and recovery. What do you hope people feel or understand when they see the logo you've created? And how does it symbolize the collective resilience of this community that you're in?
I want people to see themselves. When they see the logo, that's one reason why I wear the hat constantly, whether it's in interviews or during live presentations, is because I want people to understand that I'm representing them, and I want them to feel that it's for them. Initially, when I created Cardiartist, the brand, it was not supposed to intentionally be me. It was supposed to be Cardiartist, just the brand that will represent millions of heart patients. But I do want people to see themselves. I want people to feel understood. I want people to understand that it's not just a symbol, that is, our shared experiences. Mm-hmm. When they wear this or when they see it, they can remember that at some point in time, they feared surgery, the exhaustion that they were going through, that at some point there is joy after all the darkness. The heart badges in the eye and the smile that you see here, that is something that the EK is an EKG spike, which represents duality in our journey. Duality where there is pain and then there's also resilience, all within the heart. That's what the bandages and the smile represent. So I just want people to just feel less alone. I want people to understand that there is a community, to truly understand that there is strength in this badge of honor that they can now have and show to the world. Those who have survived can also be now a beacon of hope to the rest, to the collective.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a powerful symbol that serves as that exact statement. So art has been your healing force since the age of 4. How has your relationship with art evolved over the years? And in what ways do you feel that it continues to heal you as you grow, both as an artist and as a survivor?
Art has been there for me. It was an approach that I took on as a child as a way for me to be able to escape. It was my distraction, a distraction from myself, a distraction from my pain, the current events that were happening at that point in time. And as I have gotten older now as an adult, it has transformed into something that now becomes more of an expression. Now I am, expressing those moments in a way to empower others. I continue to grow as an artist. Artistry is something that you never, stop learning. It's a never-ending process. Till this day, I continue to learn every day about art, and I continue to learn every day about myself. And I find new ways that I can heal myself through art. So this is why I always encourage many to art, even if you don't consider yourself an artist. Art, it's a way for you to be able to show yourself and others progress in life, progress in what you're going through. That is something that I definitely want to be able to give back. And it's also a way for you to have a voice without actually having to put things into words. It's a way to be able to give back to the world. So that's how I feel that it's evolved since I was 4.
Well, I love that. The fact that you used art to escape and now you use it to express, that it's served you on so many different levels, and then beyond expressing to empowering. So that
right.
Your relationship with art is very much evolving just as you do, just as you heal, just as you evolve. One more question for you today, my friend. Creating logos and brand identities for businesses requires a certain level of detachment. But this time, the logo, deeply personal, it's different, right? Than creating a piece of art for someone else, or that's commissioned or something. But this piece of art, this logo, Cardiartist, how is that different? How are you connected so deeply to that?
Yeah, sure. I think it's unlike any other project that I've ever worked on. Creating brand identity was something that I did for businesses, and I was able to focus on their vision. And and that was something I needed to bring their vision come to life. But with this logo came, as I was saying earlier, there's a lot of previous experiences that I have to tap into, and it came from a personal place. Every line, every single stroke, everything that I put thought into, even if it's just the logo itself, not even to say the art that I continue to create now, but just the beginning stages of it. That logo was an experience for me, as an experience for others. It was less about designing. It was more about telling a story, a story of survival, a story of the community, a story of hope. It wasn't just creating a logo; it was creating a symbol. Unlike others, I create a logo for them. It's more for business, and this is more of a, as I've said from the very beginning stages of Cardiartist, it's more of a selfless thing to do because I want to be able to give back to the community. It's not about me. I'm taking my pain, my blood, sweat, and tears, and creating that logo for the community, so that whether it brings love, hope, resilience, or even funding at this point in the game, it's allowed me to be able to bring funding to certain charities, and that to me means the world. I never thought I would be here today, but this. I hope that this lives on forever. I wanted to create a legacy, and the process has been incredibly emotional, and incredibly rewarding.
Well, I think you've accomplished already what you'll continue to go and do and succeed with, in that your logo already has a legacy of its own. It will continue to leave a greater, deeper legacy as you go. That, to your point, it's not just like a stamp that you're putting on something, it's a story. And it's everyone's story. So
It sure is.
thank you so much for sharing more of your story, for sharing all of yourself, for helping all of us become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.